my system of training comes into permutations, right?
Yes.
So we always do it stepwise, going up the ladder. First one would be triplets, and for triplets and thirds, right? Quick demonstration: triplet, thirds. Now we go into something a little more crazy, where you have 4s, 5, 6, 7, and beyond. And when you do numbers beyond 3, you have the choice of just going ascending in one direction or ascending and descending. Okay, so you have, for instance, 4s ascending, 4s ascending with the descending. Okay? Okay? So there's 2 different methods, and this can be throughout the entire line, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. Obviously, symmetrical number, even numbers are a lot easier to play. When you get into 5s in odd groupings, it's the real way to get through is, honestly, is if you try to intellectualize it, you're not going to get it. You have to learn the feeling of it. So at first, yeah, you learn from, say, 5, let's do ascending first.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking about. Right? 5 ascending.
The only way you're going to get it is to learn the feel. If you try to quantify it, and it's not going to happen. It's not like a 4 or 3 where you can get that measurement in your head. Because especially with the odd number, because you have a 3 and a 2. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You're going to lose your mind. So the only thing you can really do is get the feeling of your entire body. That's why I was telling you from the beginning, you have to play with your body. Most people will play with just the fingers, okay? When you're playing, you should not be playing from here. You should be playing from here. This is where the fingers are actually connected to, right by the elbow. When you move your fingers, you should feel all these tendons coming from here. This is where the focus of the power of the hand comes. But where does this come from? This comes from the bicep and the tricep, which comes from the rest of your body. So I always say play from the ground and play from the inside of your body. Okay, so now when you get that feeling of constantly feeling yourself, like feel the music, it's how corny and magic bullshit it sounds, it really is true. You have to get your entire body involved at this level. When you start to go past the beginning permutations of 3 and 4, there's no way of quantifying and intellectualizing. You have to just feel the number. In the beginning, when you're getting the motor memory, obviously we're going to use our brains and sit there and force it, right? Especially when you're learning techniques like the roll that the 4 and the 5 force you to use. You have this weird-ass roll, okay, that every finger's going to have to do, right? So obviously in the beginning stage, you're going to have to intellectualize and think about every move. But once you got the motor memory down, now you have to get the feel of it. Okay? Right? Right? Okay? Now, doing ascending, descending, same exact thing. Okay? I'm forcing the accents, you can see exactly what's happening. So the idea is, again, it's a feel. I get that the momentum and get the entire body to memorize the feeling of that permutation. Okay? So that when it's time to recall it and play it in the middle of a solo, you're not going to sit there and think, oh, I want to sound like, you have to get the feeling of it. Because there's really 3 types of memory: a visual memory, audio memory, and touch memory, right? In order to really be a great player, you have to use all 3 of those at the same time. You have to be able to visualize in your head the pattern on the fretboard. So actually see the pattern on the fretboard, right? You have to be able to hear the melody, right, in your head and associate it with the pattern, right? But then you also have to have the feeling of what it feels like to put those 2 things together, the visual and the audio together, and feel what it comes out into the real world, right? So it's very important that, especially at the intermediate to advanced stage, you really are thinking, use my whole body, my whole body, rather than just the fingers and the outside, okay? So just to wrap it up, the key to the speed, someone told me this guy, Master Vito guy, he's fetish, rigger, does rope bonding and stuff. He said to me, the key to speed is to love what you do. And he doesn't play guitar or anything, but that's a very good quote, is that the key to speed, it really is just love what you do, you understand? Just keep doing it, relax into it, and let your entire being perform, okay? And when you do that, eventually it just happens. if you try to like learn speed, it's not going to ever be correct or be real. So when you're practicing that 5, same technique as before with all the speed drill, do it very slow and very correct first, so you get the momentum and the feeling. Okay? Okay? And it can go faster, but if I go any faster, you're not even gonna see it. And that's another thing I was saying, like, you know, I actually stopped practicing for years because there was a point where I got so fast that it didn't sound like even guitar anymore. You'll hear people in this all the time. They're competing for speed. And like when I was young, I did the same thing. It's like it doesn't sound like music anymore. It just gets to a point where it's not even appealing. It's just so fast. It's like it's buzzing. It's just no point. So again, I think it's more important to just love what you do and just play in a consistent manner that feels right. Because if it feels right and it sounds right, it's right. Okay? Then the last thing I'm going to say is that whenever you're correct, never correct with your eyes except for position. Your eyes only correct position, meaning, right, the first or second finger, where am I on the fretboard? After I know where I am on the fretboard, that's it. You do not use your eyes anymore. Okay? You see a lot of players who are like this and they're really like intense, like looking at every little thing they're doing. By the time your eyes react, it's still slow, even though speed of light is still slower than the speed of touch. Okay? You're already holding it. All this is already happening. It's still behind the eye. Okay? Not only that, your ear is what's going to really be the judge. Okay? Because people don't know if I'm tapping or if I'm sweeping. They don't know. If an asshole doesn't play guitar, is not going to know if I'm sweeping the arpeggio or alternate picking it, or if I'm just tapping. They don't know. They know if it sounds good. So in the end of the day, always correct with the ear. And good luck.
Thanks.